Jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TMP Nerf Report. Nerf Report? Un-nerf Report? Buff Report?
Report.
The TMP Report. I guess for the purposes of YouTube playlists, we'll just keep the name Nerf Report.
Yeah.
I'm Chewie. That's Mike. Who waved silently.
Well, I mean, that said something. They can see me, you know.
That is true. Yeah, this is not a podcast. There's no audio-only version. Although there's someone that didn't look, and they're like, is he going to say anything? Like, they're just listening to it on an iPad over there. Like, is he going to say anything? What a jerk. He waved. It's cool. So, big changes. Some of which have already happened have been announced. We're going to start off with this patch that already happened. It already happened.
Mm-hmm.
The first part of it did. This is weird, all right, y'all? They have...
Yeah.
They said reverted some nerfs, but as Mike and I just discovered, that's not entirely true.
Yeah, not all of them went exactly back to the way they were before.
Yeah. So as far as the ones that have already happened, you know already. They're mostly wild cards. Spiteful Summoner costs 6 again. Makes sense.
Yep.
Call of the Wild costs 8 again.
Yep.
The Lesser Emerald Spellstone, the Hunter Spellstone, costs 5 again. Which, man, Raza the Chained now sets your hero power to 0 for the rest of the game. Which is, like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, of course, we're doing things by the hiccups now. But he cost 0 for a long time. He changed your hero power to 0 for a long time. And then at some point, they nerfed him to 1. Was that while it was still in Standard, or was that after it moved to Wild? I can't remember now.
I can't remember whether they finally chose to do it while it was still in Standard, because that priest deck was incredibly annoying. That Death Knight combo kill priest deck.
Oh, right. Okay, so that was while it was still in Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. They've un-nerfed Yogg. Yogg Saron Hope's End. Now doesn't stop casting whenever he leaves the battlefield. So he's back in his original form. Before, he would just cast spells forever, and it didn't matter what happened to him. But now if he then they nerfed him to where if he got bounced or killed or silenced, he would just stop. Mm-hmm. Which was probably necessary, but it still sucked.
Yeah, because it was kind of turning high-level tournament play degenerate, because it was in every deck as a maybe don't lose the game button.
Yeah.
And it just made some games pointless.
Exactly. But then, if the second spell is a silence, great. Now you paid 10 mana for a 7/5 and that other spell. And that sucks. But now he keeps casting whether he's there or not. Good old Yogg. And then finally, Sludge Slurper. The one nerf that Mike and I were both like, really?
Yeah.
They have un-nerfed.
I'm glad to
so
see
this
he's
is
back
the
to
only
his
one
old
that's
self
in
again.
Standard. Do what?
Said I'm glad to see he's back to his old self again.
Yeah. I really did not understand that nerf at the time, and still don't, and apparently enough people didn't that they've decided to fix it. So he's back. He's 2-1 again instead of 1-1. Life is good. Yay.
Yay.
So, those are the ones that anyone that plays Hearthstone already knows about, because they're already live. Like, that already happened. I got to see this twice. Once on like the pop-up thing that says, "Hey, this is what's changed," once on mobile and once on PC, and I was like, I know. Do you not track this across my account? Never mind. Next. But there's more. Never mind these Battlegrounds changes. Coming March 26th, I don't know why, but coming March 26th, there are more nerfs. Un-nerfs. Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, the hero power, is going to drop from 9 mana back down to 7.
I mean, that's not when the rotation is happening, right?
No.
Because it's still going to be a few.
Comes out in April.
Was it like April 2nd?
2nd?
So the 26th
like
is next Thursday, and the 2nd is the Thursday after that. So
is it the 2nd? That doesn't sound right.
I thought I read that somewhere. The 2nd.
Oh, well. 2nd is Demon Hunter, 7th is the set. Okay, that makes more sense. Because usually sets drop on a Tuesday, and the 7th is Tuesday, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll get to that. But yeah, Dr. Boom is dropping back down to his original cost of 7, which, whew, that's a big one for a week.
Mm-hmm.
No, for a week and a half, I guess. Giggling Inventor, this is the one that's not a full revert. Giggling Inventor originally cost 5, which is ridiculous.
Extremely.
And they didn't want it to cost 6, I think because they needed it to be odd costed because of the whole even and odd paladin decks and whatnot that were going on. I'm pretty sure that was our theory.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to nerf it or un-nerf it to 6 mana. So it's not where it started, but that was too good. So let's just be real. So it's going to cost 6. So that's neat. Then we have Raiding Party, which is going to drop from 4 mana back down to 3 where it started. And you might not remember now, but Raiding Party was the deck in Rogue. It was awful. And then finally, Reckless Experimenter got nerfed to, well, because it was a degenerate, ridiculous combo, it got nerfed to Death Rattle minions you play cost 3 less, but died end of turn. Cost can't be reduced below 1. Well, now, go back to being free, it's fine.
Yeah, well, it was a stupid snip snap 1-turn kill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you needed like any mech on the board that could attack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you play a Reckless Experimenter and you get infinite snip snaps. Well, snip snaps up to the amount you could physically play before the rope burned out. So, yeah. They also fixed the way it works with Snip Snap too, because Echo just can't go below 1 now. Oh, really? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Let's put a little citation needed tag on that for now.
Yeah. So,
I believe you. I just, yeah.
Those are the un-nerfs coming March 26th. Which, again, that's next Thursday. So that'll be neat. And apparently we get other stuff on the 26th as well. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the other stuff that's going on. Shall we, Mike?
Yes, let's show.
All right. Year of the Phoenix, blah, blah, blah. Where we're going. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff changing this year. Hang on. This article's massive. All right, so card pack changes. So you know how, Mike, you can't get a duplicate legendary until you've got all the legendaries in a set?
Right, and I'm glad they eventually did that. Because I remember back in the day, I'm pretty sure I opened like 4 Yseras.
And how many Yseras do you need, Mike?
1, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So they are expanding that to be for all cards. You can't get more than 2 of any card of any rarity until you've got all the cards of that rarity from that set. Which is really cool.
It does keep track of things you've opened and dusted as well. Right?
Silly robot Mike.
So if I remember correctly, it keep track of things that you've opened and dusted, right?
No. If it's not in your collection, then it's fair game to be in a pack. I think Mike's gone.
I'm here.
Oh, your video froze. Oh. Okay, quick, say something.
Yo.
Yeah, there we go. Mike is right?
Yeah, it says so right here in the second paragraph of the
What?
card pack changes section.
Crafting a card counts towards acquiring, and any cards you acquire and later disenchant count as well. What? I didn't know that, or I'd have dusted so many old legendaries that I was only keeping so I didn't open them again. Are you serious? Huh. Hey, Mike, I learned something today.
Good.
Man, Nat Pagel, you are dead. I'm going to get so much more dust when I go disenchant a bunch of useless crap. I really didn't know that. Is that always the way it's been? Or is that just with this?
No, it sounds like that's just with this.
Oh.
And I don't think it was that way for legendaries. Because I'm pretty sure not too long after I dusted a Lore Master Cho or a Millhouse Manastorm or some crap like that, like just a couple weeks later I got another one and I'm like, thanks.
Okay. So this is apparently new. I don't feel so bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not going to go dust a bunch of legendaries then.
Yeah, wait until this drops. Maybe then they'll count.
Maybe. All right, so that's cool. Also, if you haven't played Hearthstone ever, or if you haven't played in, I think it's 4 months. Yeah. If you haven't logged into Hearthstone in 4 months, then you'll just get a free deck of the class of your choice. And they're like semi-competitive, I think. They're not like, top tier, but they're a good starting point. They're like a pre-constructed starting point, literally. So you pick a class you like, and you just get a deck for it, and it's got cards from Year of the Dragon, and presumably it'll have basic and classic cards too. Not basic, but classic cards too. And it says starting March 26th, but I could have sworn I saw it beginning on March 17th. I'm so confused.
Well, no, they start counting back from March 17th.
Oh.
I think that's what that note means.
Oh, okay. Weird. So there you go. If you're new or haven't played in a long time, go check it out. They're also completely overhauling the way that ranked works, which I think every time that they overhaul how ranked works, it seems to get better. So I'm hoping that trend continues. There are now 5 leagues and legend. So bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. And there are 10 levels within each league. And every level every rank has 3 stars. So if you start, let's say you are a platinum 3, so right there, and you win a game, then you'll get 1 star in platinum 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and simple. Once you get all the stars and win 1 more, boom, you move up to platinum 5. It's not rocket science. Every 5 levels is another floor, just like it is now. And So once you hit like gold 5, you're not going to drop below gold 5 for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And also, at the end of season, or at the beginning of the next season, everyone drops back to bronze 10, which is the bottom. But you get a multiplier based on where you finished the previous season. So, yeah, everyone will drop back to bronze 10, but the legend players will rocket back up way faster than the silver players.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they claim that matchmaking is going to look at your MMR rather than where you're currently ranked. So the bronze 10 bronze players won't get matched up against the bronze 10 legend players.
Right.
And that is awesome. Just for everyone involved. Because that means that the legend players won't, just be beating up scrubs. They'll actually have to play against people that know what they're doing. And the scrubs won't just be getting by legend players who are just literally stepping on their faces to get back up to legend.
Yeah.
So, good. Let's see, what else? I guess that's it for that. There are also new ranked rewards that are bigger, better, and come more frequently. The first time you hit either 10 or 5 in any given, what is it called, league, you'll get stuff. And then at the end of the season, based on where you landed, you'll get stuff. And instead of, like, here's 3 golden cards, yay, you get packs and rares or epics or legendaries or whatever based on where you finished. So I think this is just better. Because one of the problems that Hearthstone has had in recent years, it is that it's not like Magic the Gathering expensive, but it's not cheap anymore to get into like it was back in the day.
It is not free to play friendly anymore at all.
Yeah, and so the packs, the way packs work being changed and the ranked rewards changing means that it'll be much more generous with stuff for the free-to-play players. Plus, those of us that spend money on it anyway will be like, oh, look, I'm actually getting rewarded for all this work. Yay! Instead of, here's 3 golden cards. I hate golden cards. Golden cards get dusted. And yay, dust. But, it's here's 3 golden cards. Look, you made it all the way to rank 1. Here's 3 golden cards and a pack. And I'm like, why don't you shut up? So, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, moving on. Oh yeah, here's the list of what you get. Like, if you hit bronze 5, and that's as high as you get, which is fine, you'll get your at the end of the season you'll get a rare, just 1 rare card, and when you first hit bronze 5, you'll get a classic pack.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it all the way to silver 10, then you'll get, at the end of the season, you'll get a pack, and the first time you hit silver 10, you'll just get 4 classic rares. Compare that with, like, platinum 5. The first time you get there, you get a classic pack, but at the end of the season, you'll get 2 random standard rare cards, as opposed to, like, a classic rare card.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's still not, like, just raining money down on your head, but it's more than 3 golden cards. All right, so let's get...
So for Platinum 5,
for Platinum
you get 2
5,
random
yes.
standard rare cards and, like, everything below it, right? That's
Yeah, because in order to get to Platinum 5, you had to go through all these.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I didn't
So just to be clear on that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't actually say that. So yeah, if you hit Platinum 5...
You got 2 rare cards.
You got 2 rare cards. Sorry. If you hit Platinum 5, at the end of the season, you'll get 2 random standard rares, 1 expansion pack, 2 more standard rares, an expansion pack. So that's now let's see, it'll be 6 standard rares, 3 expansion packs, and then 1 more. So 7 standard rares and 3 packs at the end of the season, if my math checks out.
Yes, it is. That's what it says in the GIF at the top of the section.
Ah, yeah. Sorry, I was not clear on that. Plus, if you make it to Platinum 5, you'll have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 packs along the way, and 4 rares, and an epic, and yeah. From Classic. Which is just more dust. So, yay!
And the first time rewards are literally like the first time. So if you make it up to Gold 5 this season and also make it up to Gold 5 next season, you're not going to get those first time rewards again.
Oh,
you only
it's
get another
literally
one if you
first
make it up
time
to
rewards.
Platinum. Yes.
I thought it was first time in a season. No, it's first time for your account. Okay, that seemed a bit much. I was like, wow, they're giving out a lot of stuff every season. No, it's literally first time. Good call, Mike. I'd completely missed that. See why I need Mike for these things? Because he can read and understand things. Comprehension. Okay, so it's first time for your account.
Yes.
Sweet. Which means at some point, I'm still waiting for that random classic legendary card when you hit legend. Oh yeah. It will be mine one day. Alright, so let's go down to Priest. Priest is getting an overhaul. Because Priest... How do we put this? Priest is a jumbled up mess.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a fan of Brian Kibler, you know that for multiple years now, Brian Kibler has been pushing for a rework of Priest, or just remove either Divine Spirit or Inner Fire from Basic or Classic, whichever one is in.
Yeah, because it's like, if Priest doesn't get good cards in whatever most recent expansion, then it just defaults to a Inner Fire Divine Spirit deck.
Exactly.
And it's just boring and dumb.
It is boring and dumb, yeah. And if you like playing Priest, like I do, as a control deck, or, when it's possible, as a mid-range deck, which is rare, but when it happens, it's so good.
Yes.
You're actively hurting yourself by not putting in, like, Divine Spirit Inner Fire in your deck. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Because it's just, did this minion survive a turn? Okay, I win. Like, that's not fun or interesting. Pinball Witch says she thinks the un-nerfs that happen to cards in Standard that happen on the 26th are going to rotate early with the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is on the 26th? Really?
I didn't notice that.
Card pack changes, Hall of Fame, Priest update. Oh, it looks like so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not terribly clear in the article, unfortunately, for some of these things. But yeah, so Priest is getting a big just change, like big, like damn.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving several cards to the Hall of Fame. They're changing several cards, and they're giving us new several cards. So Priest's new thing, they're getting rid of face damage from Priest, like from burn spells. And they're focusing more on board control, because the Priest hero power is made for board control.
Yes.
Like, heal your dude. Keep your dude healthy. is just how you control the board. Mm-hmm. So, let's look at it. Aukenai Soul Priest is going away. It's going to the Hall of Fame. Why? Because when your major board clear is a 4-drop and a 0-cost spell, that's silly. So Aukenai Circle is like the premier classic set board clear and Priest, and that's dumb. That's why if you've noticed, there's always a big priest board clear in every expansion. Because there isn't one in the main set. And priest needs that if it's going to be a control deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Holy Fire. 5 damage to the face. That's too much for priest. So, they're getting rid of it. And basically, anything that hits the face, that is possible to hit the face other than creatures, is not going to be in priest anymore. They got rid of Mind Blast a while back.
Right.
Thank goodness.
That's right.
So now Holy Fire's out. Shadow Form. I love Shadow Form.
Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
built
It's fun.
way too many Shadow Form decks over the course of my Hearthstone career. Only like 1 or 2 of which were ever any good.
Mm-hmm.
But when it works, it's so I think it worked with Raza actually before the Death Knight was printed.
Yeah, I'm certain it did.
Yeah. But Shadow Form is out. And finally, Prophet Velen, as far as the face damage cards. Prophet Velen is out because he's not good. Unless there's a combo deck. That's all Prophet Velen is for. Okay, you get out Prophet Velen and then you do lots of damage to the face because it doubles it. So like Prophet Velen, Mind Blast, Coin, Mind Blast was a thing back in the day. Mm-hmm. That's dumb. So yeah. Or Mind Blast, Holy Smite. Pew pew. Right. Take, what is that, 10, 14 from the hand? That's a bit silly. So yeah, all of that's gone. They're also removing Divine Spirit, finally. Because double a minion's health is... Come on, Neil.
Yeah, that's a lot. Especially with the way that they've changed minion designs over the past years, too.
Yeah. And finally, Northshire Cleric. The major card draw engine in Priest.
Yeah.
Nope. Get out. I think what they're wanting is for Priest to be... Because there's only... combo decks, right? Like, that's Priest's main thing these days, is...
The main thing. Mm.
Unless there's an actual... Like, right now we've got various flavors of Resurrect Priest, which is a long, slow, grinded control thing, which is more of what they want. For Priest, it seems like. So, Northshire Cleric being a big combo card... and just a massive source of card draw in Priest is just... Northshire Cleric has been too good for a long time.
Since the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You learned real fast that you need to kill the cleric.
Yeah. So those are the cards that are going into the Hall of Fame from Priest. 4 from the Classic, 2 from Basic. That's pretty massive.
Yeah, that's a lot of cards to switch around.
Yeah. And they're also changing other cards. So Power Word Shield costs 0, but doesn't draw a card. Because it's 1 mana draw a card. The +2 health literally doesn't matter. You played it because it says 1 mana draw a card. So if you take away the draw card, it's not worth 1 mana. So now it's free. Hey.
Yeah, I mean it's basically like you get to draw a card and use your hero power on one of your minions for free.
Pretty much, yeah. Ooh, Pinball Witch pointed out Shadow Priest could be a thing that works good as a set or a year theme for Priest instead of just being a thing hanging out in Basic and Classic. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. Shadow Word Death is gonna cost 2. Huh.
I was a little surprised at that.
Right? It seems fine at 3, but I think I know why, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty big. So now it costs the same as Shadow Word Pain. Yeah. And then Holy Smite. Oh, what was that?
I was saying,
Oh, okay. And then Holy Smite costs 1 mana, which it always did. But now it deals 3 damage, but only to a minion. No more face damage. Stop. So, remember I said I think they're emphasizing the priest's ability to control the board?
Yeah. That's a good spell. I like that spell a lot.
That's a really good spell. Power Word Shield sucks now, but it's a board control card. Look at it. Shadow Word Death costing 2. Board control. Let's keep going. Holy Nova. Now only costs 4. Doesn't hit the face anymore. That's literally the only change. Deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Restore 2 health to all friendly characters. So it still heals your face and all your minions. And it hits all of their stuff for 1 less mana. The face damage mattered in like 2% ever of all times that it's ever been cast.
Yeah. And it always felt clunky at 5 anyway.
It kind of did.
I count this as a big improvement.
It is, yeah. So now it's a priest version of Consecration for the same cost. Because Consecration does 2 damage to all enemies for 4 mana. This does 2 damage to enemy minions and heals your stuff for 4 mana. Sounds good, yeah. Shadow Madness is down from 4 mana to 3. Woo!
I know, that's exciting.
That's a big one, dude. Like, Shadow Madness has always been just a good card that costs too much.
Yes.
In my opinion. And now it costs 3, and that's going to be awesome. Temple Enforcer. I actually like this a lot. It was a 6 mana 6/6 with a battle cry, give a friendly minion plus 3 health. Now it's a 5 mana 5/6. I honestly think this card might see some play every once in a while instead of not never ever.
I believe it. The competition at 6 is pretty serious. This is a great 5-drop.
Yeah. And then finally, Thought Steal. Whew! Down to 2 mana. 2 mana, draw 2 cards.
I guess they gave a little help there because they took away the cleric.
And the Power Word Shield.
Yes, and the shield.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Because this is now the only card draw. But it's not the kind of card draw that digs you through your deck to get your combo pieces.
And they always put a little something like this in each set, almost always.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really like all of these, honestly. I think of all of these, only the Shadow Madness is probably going to see, like serious competitive play, and that's only if... Like, it's a lot better anti-aggro card at 3 mana.
Yes, it is.
Like a lot. But so is Holy Nova, actually. So I'm pretty sure if aggro decks become a major problem, those two are way better. As is Holy Smite. Woo! I'm way excited about Holy Smite, dude. That's so good. So those are the changes. But remember, we just lost 6 cards. So let's go see what they're giving us to replace them. We've got Psychic Conjurer, a 1 mana 1/1 battle cry. Copy a card in your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So it's Mind Vision copies a card in their hand, right?
It does.
Okay, so it's like a 1 mana 1/1 half a Thought Steal.
Yes.
Right? Because Thought Steal is deck, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's a basic card. It's not supposed to be great. Power Infusion, a 4 mana card. Give a minion +2/+6. That's yeah.
It's Power Word Tentacles, isn't it? Or did that have a different cost?
I think so, but I can't remember. You've got the internet. Look it up. It's 1 mana less. Pinball Witch said.
Oh, well, good for it.
Power Word Tentacle costs 5? Ugh. No wonder I never played that card.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I didn't play it either.
So, yeah, it's not great, but they only got rid of Divine Spirit. They did not get rid of Inner Fire. So giving something +6 ass, and then you could enter fire. It seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yeah, what Pinball Witch just said, I was about to point out. It's like a reworked Velen's Chosen. Instead of the spell damage, you get 2 extra ass for 1 more mana. I think that's a better way to look at it than, oh, it's like this other card, but cheaper. Well, it's not a better way to look at it, but it's a more way to look at it. Because Velen's Chosen was a good card. Power Tentacle, not as such. And we have the Kultron Chaplain. A 2-mana 2/3 battlecry, give a friendly minion +2 health. It's like a smaller version of the 3/4, the Cabal Talon Priest.
Right.
And I loved that card.
Because it was crazy.
It was awesome. It was a 3-mana 3/7 essentially?
Basically.
This is a 2-mana 2/5 essentially. So, yeah, still good. I like it a lot. Then we have the Scarlet Subjugator, a 1-mana 2/1 battlecry, give an enemy minion -2 attack until your next turn. That's a board control card.
Mm-hmm.
That allows me to trade into your dude without my dude dying. So that's board control, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shadow Word Ruin. Look, Priest finally has an actual board clear in the classic set now. A 4-mana card. 4. 1, 2, 3. 4-mana card that says destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. It's the Anduin Hero Power. Or the Anduin Death Knight Battlecry, not Hero Power.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
For 4 mana. Do you remember how many times, Mike, the Anduin Battlecry either saved you or utterly destroyed you if your opponent played it?
It mattered a lot.
A lot. And now it's just a card. Just do it. That's awesome. Now they can stop having to print a giant Priest board clear in every single set, because look, they have one now. Yay, design space. I mean, they still can print big board clears, but they don't have to.
Right.
And then finally, to replace Prophet Velen, we have Natalie Celine. An 8-mana 8/1, which is awful, but the battlecry, destroy a minion and gain its health. Yeah, okay, I'm down. That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a legendary, a classic set, class legendary that you just put in a deck and then later you go, maybe I don't have room for that, and you take it out. As opposed to Velen, which you just didn't put in a deck.
Right.
Yeah, it's what Pinball said. It's what I wanted Vol'jin to be. Yeah, poor Vol'jin, man. He was all right, but this is so much better.
Well placed Vol'jin really messed me up sometimes, but yes, this is a step up.
That was my elbow in case the microphone picked it up. Ow.
It did.
That hurt. So, yeah, other than the Psychic Conjurer, which, again, it's a basic card. It's not supposed to be awesome. It's one of those, here's what this class does cards.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm down. Oh, and Power Word Shield. Poor Power Word Shield. But it needed something done to it because it's just silly. But yeah, I'm down for all of this. Like, I'm genuinely happy with all of these changes completely. All of them. Not one of these that I go, oh, did you really have to? Nope, not one. Shadow Word Death is the one that made me go, really? But other than that, yeah. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I agree that Shadow Word Death was the most surprising and really. But you know, if they need to poke at it later, they can do that.
True.
But yeah, this really does change the character of the class and focus it on what it really focuses it on what it appears it's supposed to be from the outside.
Yeah.
Before you start digging into it and playing games and getting killed by stupid combos.
Yeah. I'm
I mean, it
so
was
happy.
exciting. I remember it was exciting back in the day to look at the Soul Priest and Shadow Form and Mind Blast and be like, ooh, I could do the, you know, evil Psionic Assault Shadow Priest thing.
Yeah.
Ooh. But no, that in and of itself hasn't really been viable for a while. I mean, Mind Blast only showed up in you know, in cahoots with Prophet Velen doing some absurd amount of damage and making me cuss. So
Accurate. Yeah. Yeah, I will admit I'll miss Shadow Form as a goofy potential like control deck finisher.
mhm.
But other than that,
But yeah, like as the standard, you know, cleric class. Now it's much closer. Much closer.
very true.
And because it's more focused, you know, you can have even more interesting and better things that are all focused around that core identity.
Well said. I like it. But we're not done yet.
No.
There's more. There are more cards entering the Hall of Fame. Some neutral cards. Let's see what they are. Whoop. Acolyte of Pain. Acolyte of Pain is the premier combo deck thing.
Yeah, basically the North Shore cleric for anyone who isn't playing priest.
Yeah. Especially warriors, but only because they have things like Whirlwind.
Yes.
But Acolyte of Pain, if you're playing a deck where you're trying to draw your whole deck or dig for, you know, very specific cards, you played Acolyte of Pain. You just did. And it's this thing that for 3 mana could potentially draw you 3 cards in every class because it's neutral. And that having card draw this good in neutral isn't good. Like for the game, it's much better to have some classes that are better at card draw, some classes that are worse. Like Old Priest was better, New Priest is worse. Hey. So I think this is good. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, it's probably time. It makes the distinctions between different classes a little more a little more distinct, a little more meaningful.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the theme of all 5 of these cards.
Yes.
Spellbreaker is a really good neutral silence effect. Because a 4 mana 4/3, while it's not great, is fine. And you throw on a useful battle cry, and yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But that means that every class can play 2 silences, and it's fine, without having to resort to the stupid owl, which is, since it got nerfed a long time ago, not a good unit. But giving every class access to super efficient silence, again, takes away some of the class distinction, because some classes should be better at that sort of thing and others shouldn't.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now if you want silence in a class that doesn't have it, you got to play the stupid owl. And as soon as I have to do that, I'm going to be cussing, but it's better overall. It's like social distancing. It's not about you. It's what's better for all of everyone.
Right.
And yeah, this is the same thing. Sacrifices must be made for the greater good. And I think that's probably the greater good. What you think?
This is the one that left me scratching my head a little bit about why they would take it out of the game. But I get your point that it really is the best silence that anyone can use. The thing is, though, it's like having easy access to a good silence card is a good like oh crap button in case something else in the game gets out of hand. But like you introduced it earlier, it's another way of making distinctions between the class more visible and meaningful.
And also, like, if there's one deck where you really need a silence to play against it, then in every there's no punishment for playing this because it's still an okay unit as a creature to just play.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Whereas the owl, if you want to play a silence, there's going to be a trade-off because it's not good. And I think just an actual free, from a deck building perspective, silence is probably not great. It's probably not great.
Yeah.
Because you want to have some sort of... Like, you don't want a tech card to just be a good card. Like, a tech card...
That's a good point.
Yeah, like, think about the cards that hit secrets.
Mm-hmm.
The 5-mana 4/4 or something that says... Get rid of... I don't even know what it costs. I've only ever played it when it comes up as a random card, and I'm like, what? But yeah, it's not a good card. You don't just put it in the deck unless there's the one, like, freeze mage or something that you can't beat, which I know isn't a thing anymore, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. Mind control tech. This is another one that I'm pretty sure Kibler has been like, can we get rid of this card, please? Since the last Hall of Fame rotation. And yeah, it's okay, let me see if I can figure this out. So let's say your opponent plays a mountain giant, and then plays that thing that invokes Galakron. And let's say we're playing Warlock here.
Yeah.
So they go mountain giant, and then that guy who brings 2 imps with him, and then he gets big. And you're like, they've got 4 minions. I got a mind control tech. And you play mind control tech. You've got a 25% chance to just win the game by stealing the 8/8. You've got a 50% chance to just lose the game by stealing a 1/1. And then you've got a 25% chance of, that's all right, by stealing the, what is he, a 4/1, I guess, at that point?
Yes, if they're the only ones, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, a 25% chance to win or lose the game sucks.
Yeah, it does kind of generate Yogg-Saron levels of variability.
Yeah. Now, if they're all like 2/2, if your opponent plays 4 2/2s, let's say your opponent plays the forest of the bunch of treants, whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm gonna die to the Savage Roar. Mind control tech, take 1. Now I don't die to Savage Roar. Hey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But my scenario of the good minion and the bunch of crappy ones seems to happen more often.
It does.
And having this, like, go to either I win or lose right now based on the outcome of this RNG, it's not like random spells RNG where it's all over the place. This is very specific. Do I win or lose right now RNG? Like, does that make sense?
To me, yes.
I meant as a reason for taking Mind Control Tech to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes, it does.
Okay. Like, I know that the scenario I'm setting up makes sense. I mean, as far as why to get rid of this.
Right, I didn't understand the question. All right.
So I'm not entirely sure what that does. Like, I guess decks can go wide again.
Yeah, you don't have to live in fear of it anymore.
I mean, Mind Control Tech was taken out of Arena a long time ago because he just sucks in Arena. Like, anytime that you're like, aha, I'm going to win, because Arena is very board-centric.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm going to win! Mind Control Tech, take your big dude. Son of a bitch! Like, they took him out to stop that feels bad.
Yes.
A long time ago.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, because you and I don't play Arena. And part of that is probably because back when we did play Arena, he was in it.
I stopped playing Arena when I realized that, like, every time a new set came out, I got worse and worse at it. And it was way harder for me to rack up any decent number of wins.
Yeah. So, MC Tech, you're out. What do you feel about this one, Mike?
I mean, I never played with it unless there was just a bunch of go wide aggro decks around, or I was looking up a list and I saw it was in there, and I'm like, well, I guess there's a reason for it, so I put it in there. And it's always annoying when the other person plays one. You know, of course, this is like confirmation bias for whatever sticks out in your head, but they always take the good. At least it seems like that.
Oh, against me, yeah, every time.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. And I always get their stupid 1/1.
But yeah, it's a high variability card that just creates just crummy gameplay feelings.
Yeah. And while it is a good anti-go wide aggro card, there are better ways to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the one card on here that, while I love, I recognize that this is right, Mountain Giant. I love Mountain Giant.
Oh, I know you do.
And part of that is because I don't play aggro. It's weird. In Magic, I will play things and turn things sideways and burn your face all day. But in Hearthstone, that makes me want to vomit, and I want to play a long, grindy, stupid control deck. I don't know why. I think it's a lack of blocking. So, like, Mountain Giant just goes in all my decks. Like, oh my god, anytime where I'm going to have to go, I have to play a card this turn, or I'm going to burn something. It's got 2 Mountain Giants in it. Straight up. But...
Because then when you're in that situation, it's like, oh, they just cost 2. Here we go.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, wait a minute. I'll just play this Mountain Giant. Yeah. But, yeah, like, what's the other giant? The one that went to Wild, like, ever ago.
Magma Giant.
That's not it.
Lava Giant.
No.
It's a big freaking lava guy.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. I can't... Molten. Thank you, Pinball.
Okay.
Molten Giant, yeah. That one went away a long time ago. And I think, did they nerf it first and then move it to the Hall of Fame? Or move it to the Hall of Fame and then nerf it?
They nerfed it, and then they moved to the Hall of Fame, and then eventually they reverted it to its original form.
Oh, they did?
Didn't they? Or something close to it, or they put it halfway or something.
I don't know. I don't play Wild.
They gave it something back.
I have no idea. But... Oh, when it went to the Hall of Fame, it was reverted.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But, like, Molten Giant costs less based on how much life you'd lost. Mm-hmm. So, that one was... I don't know about easier to abuse, but it could get free. And free 8/8s are just silly. Like, Mountain Giant doesn't get to free unless you've played the the Warlock legendary that puts your max hand at 12.
Yeah, or something else that reduces the cost of cards in your hand.
Yeah, unless you reduce its cost, but through some other method, it doesn't naturally get to free, which is what keeps its power level in check. But I think it's a bigger offender than Molten Giant. Just because, like I said, I'm playing it right now in Warlock, in Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in? No, it's not in a Warrior deck. Okay, it might just be those two. Quick, give me the other classes. My brain always shuts down. I'm not playing in a Priest, although I have before.
Druid. Rogue.
No.
Priest,
no.
Paladin.
I have played it in Paladin before, weirdly.
Shaman.
No.
We talked about Mage. We talked about Warlock. We talked about Warrior. What's the ninth one?
See, there's always one that I miss when I'm trying to rattle them all off, and I don't know why. I think my brain stops at 8. Wait, what is the other one?
Hunter.
Yeah, definitely not in Hunter. But yeah, I think that's because I've got like 3 different mage decks built, all of which run Mountain Giant, and I've got, I think, 3 different Warlock decks built, all of which, 2 of which run Mountain Giant. So yeah, he's in a bunch of decks currently that I have built. Only 2 classes though, but still, any deck that wants to have a handful of cards, you just put in 2 Mountain Giant. Duh. Unless it's a singleton deck, then you put in 1 Mountain Giant. Duh.
Or if you want to live dangerously, 2.
Yeah, don't do that though. It will bite you in the ass. Just ask Trump. I've seen him build lots of decks that have... It's a singleton deck, but it's got like duplicates of like 3 cards that are the important cards. Always bites him in the ass. Also occurs to me, Mike, I did not have the background music playing like I meant to. Oh,
whoops.
It's open. I just never hit play. Lord. And then finally, the last card leaving in the Hall of Fame is the one that made me go, yay! And it's Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, you hear that? That's the sound of Mike agreeing with me. Leroy Jenkins has been charging out of nowhere to win, and in Rogue, getting shadow stepped again. Since literally the beginning of the game. He used to cost 4. He was a fireball.
He was literally a neutral fireball. He still is, but he used to literally be that.
Yeah. And Rogue could go Leroy, shadow step, Leroy, shadow step, Leroy. And that was how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And having this giant pile of face damage in every class, it... Like, they've already backed off of charge a lot. That's why rush is a thing now. Because they realize charge is dangerous. But Leroy stuck around because he's Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we gotta have Leroy, man. He's got chicken. Let's do this. But, yeah. Nah. Get the hell out. Like, I said this on the podcast last night while we were talking about this briefly. I was playing my Galakron Rogue deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I either won with Leroy or lost by Leroy in like 5 games. And I didn't play Constructed all that long that stream.
Yeah, like something happened and he's just everywhere right now.
Yeah. Like right now, I know I'm playing him in lots of decks. He's in Rogue. I think he's in my Mage deck. I know he's in my Warrior deck.
Mm-hmm.
Because a bunch of them are singleton decks. So you put in Leroy because he's that extra burn damage. All right, Pinball Witch said she's been searching everywhere except listening to the whole Year of the Phoenix video again, which is like 2 hours, if I remember correctly, to find out if the un-nerfs are going with the Hall of Fame on the 26th, but can't find any confirmation anywhere. So either they leave early, or they're just going to be un-nerfed in Standard for a couple weeks. I just assumed they would be un-nerfed in Standard for a couple weeks because it didn't specify, but I don't know.
Haven't they done something like that before? Like do a little shake up for the last couple weeks of the year, just to make things interesting to see what happens.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, so back to Leroy. I love me some Leroy. I also really hate Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone. And again, having a six power charger in neutral, especially when Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is neutral, and sometimes you just hit Emerus. So now he's a 12 cost charger. Like,
Yeah, he's just a holdover from a different era of card design in Hearthstone's history.
Yeah.
They just don't make cards like this on purpose anymore.
Correct. Like I said, they've backed off on charge something fierce. What's left in Standard that has charge? There's the Stone Tusk Boar.
Stone Tusk Boar, yeah.
There's the Korkron Elite.
Oh man, that guy's starting to get on my nerves too.
True, but at least he's only in Warrior.
Yeah.
Like he gives Warrior a little bit of class identity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Wolf Rider, which is like a half a Leroy.
Yes.
But you can't do some of the busted stuff like Inner Rage, Bloodsworn Mercenary, like you can with Leroy, to a Wolf Rider, because Inner Rage, he's dead. Is that all? I feel like
there's the 2/5 guy, Storm. There's the 2/5. There's the
2/5 guy.
4/2 with Divine Shield.
Oh yeah, you'd think I would remember the Argent, whatever his name is, because of all the times that I've gotten him with Power of Creation. I've been like, huh.
Mm-hmm. Was that 5/2 from an expansion, or is it in the classic?
Oh yeah, the rocket thing.
But is that in the classic set, or was it from an expansion?
I think it's in classic. It's either basic or classic, but yeah, it's okay. One of those evergreen cards. Okay, so they're more than I thought, but that's because you don't see any of those because you got Leroy.
Oh, Pinball Witch brought up the Murloc. I forgot the Murloc.
What Murloc?
The 2/1. Charge. The blue guy.
Oh yeah. The little blue dude, bluegill something or other.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, so there's more charge than you think, but most of them are, what's the word? Bad.
King Crush.
Oh God, I love King Crush, but he costs like 80 or something.
Well, not when you throw down Bran.
But that's not King Crush, that's Bran. So, yeah. But Leroy is just always a problem.
Yeah.
And it's possible that we'll see like Argent Commanders or Rocket. What the hell is that card called?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Rocket whatever thing. Try to be Leroy, but that's happened before, if I remember correctly, and it's never really worked because Leroy, that's 6, makes a difference. Reckless Rocketeer, that's the one. Thank you, Void Soul.
Right there.
No wonder I couldn't remember the name. I'm like, Rocket Racer? No, that's an old Marvel character. Rocket Rider? No, that's an old Marvel character. Actually, I don't think it is, but still. Rocket Racer is. Look him up. He was weird. Boar, Murloc, Wolf Rider, Knight or Court Knight. Oh, you're doing the evolve chain. Okay, yeah. So Boar, Murloc, Wolf Rider. On 4, you've got the 2/5 or the Corcoran Elite, Leroy, Reckless Rocketeer, or the Argent Commander. Charged Devil Sar back when that was a thing.
Oh, right.
And then Alakir
Alakir.
and Grom and Crush. Note that a bunch of the big ones are all class. Yes. Alakir, Grom, Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Leroy, you're a pain in my ass. Get out. Is really what I'm saying here. And he did. Well, he will very soon. Anyway. So there you go. That's a lot between new stuff and changed stuff and un-nerfs and buffs. Mm-hmm. And wow.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot. And I really hope that this doesn't suck, because this meta of Hearthstone, ever since Descent of Dragons came out, ever since the last round of nerfs, has been sublime. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, it's been very, very fun.
And so all of these big changes happening at once is probably good, because we don't have to keep going, oh God, what is even? And if we do, it's only for like a week.
Yeah.
Or 5 days. So that's fine. But I'm very excited, because we get a new class too. And we're not going to talk about that right now, because I think we're going to do another video that's just the Demon Hunter stuff. So yay!
Yay!
So I guess we will be done. Mike, we done? We're done, right?
Yes, we're done with this conversation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this has been the TMP Nerf ? Report. Power Word Shield is definitely a nerf. So yeah, the TMP Nerf report. Yes, got there. Let us know what you think of all of these changes. Let's see. Yeah, I'm here for all of it, actually. Because I don't play Wild, so I don't care about any of those changes. And all the stuff that affects Standard, the way packs work, the new ranked system. That one I'm still not sure about. We'll have to see how that plays out. But on paper, it sounds good. So, yeah. Very excited. I like it. Mike, you like it?
Yeah. It's very exciting.
Yeah. So, thank you all so very much for joining us. And, go play some Hearthstone.